I think sometimes people don't take mugs real seriously as far as a piece of expressive art. And same thing goes for any small functional piece like a bowl or a little dish or something. But I think these are some of the most important things we have, because every day you're put in a situation where you use these things. You pick it up and it enters you at the subconscious level. I mean, you have it in your hands, you put it in your mouth, and these are some of the most sensitive parts of your body, your fingers and your lips, and you're picking up things, little messages that those mugs have to give you. You couldn't sit down and write an essay, what I learned from this mug today, but they're little things that come in and they swim around in your subconscious for a while, and then some other time they come up, and they probably come up as feelings and impressions, and that's kind of exciting to me, to have that real intimate contact with the user. A painting, you look at it on the wall, a piece of sculpture, you might even run your hands over it, but really a piece of pottery is the only kind of art that invades a person's space like that, the personal space, and then right on into the intimate space. Every once in a while, someone will come in and say, "Gee, can you use these?" They'll pick up something and say, "Can you actually bake in these?" I think we've got an attitude in our society that if it's not shrink wrapped, you can't use it. If it didn't come from Kmart, then it can't be real. It can't be for real. That the thing that's made from a machine is more real than the thing that was made by hand. The idea that you could make something with your hands and then use it is really strange, like the chair that you sit on, or the socks that you wear, or the cup that you're drinking out of, or the sandwich you're eating. That bread. Bread. There must be something like a bread tree somewhere, or a bread machine that pops this stuff out. And the idea that you could take some wheat and grind it and make a loaf of bread and eat it, why, that's almost like magic. That's alchemy. And not more than 2 or 3 generations ago, that was the only way you got stuff in your house. And so all the work that is connected with the household has been lost, all that discipline and that craft, and making pots, that's just part of it. I really like the idea that maybe I make pots and people that live around me are using them. Unloading a kill can be Christmas, it can be Halloween, or it can be April Fool's. I don't know, last 2 or 3 firings, the top's been kind of washed out. I have to get a new kill guide or something. A couple of these makes it worth doing. I think everything is connected, whether we know it or not. Quite often we function as if it isn't. We walk in a straight line and we don't think about the returns that we have in our life. In making pots, in gardening, in raising a family, you see these circles, these cycles, and things that come back. And you soon find out that, for instance, growing food and making pots are not that unrelated. You soon find that raising children and your impact in the community are not that disconnected. That science and faith and art, these things all come together and should work together and have part of the same system instead of being separate disciplines. I think, at one time in, more primary cultures, there was this connection was just taken for granted. For instance, the act of making pots or making fishhooks or building homes was seen as much a spiritual endeavor as, say, offering sacrifice, or work you did in the kiva or the temple. And I like to think of the home as being an important temple. It's a place where art and spirituality and all these things kind of come together, and there's more of a connection. "15 years ago, when Lee and I got married, we were really naive, and we thought that we could drop out of school and move out to the country and have kids and make pots and paint, have a garden, and that everything would just work out for us. And that's what happened. And every once in a while I look back on that whole thing, and I just, that was just a pipe dream. That was something that we amused ourselves with. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that could happen? Except naive kids. I guess it's good to be young and unfettered by a lot of cynicism, and not listening to people that say you can't do that. You gotta get a degree in law, and you gotta get into business, and you've got to stay on track. You guys, you're wasting your time. And nobody ever said that to us. Our parents were always really supportive, and gee, do what makes you happy, and I guess that's what goes into being happy, is do what makes you happy. Who would have thought that? And I'm no shining example of how it should be done. I'm just trying to find some answers for myself and my family. Not I said the pig.
Not I said the duck. Not I said the redhead.